Coming to you from Crunchyroll HQ, this is The Anime Effect. Each week, we bring you the latest news and views from the shows you love. It is pop culture with an anime lens. This week, we have our very first guests on The Anime Effect. From time to time, we'll be bringing in voices from across the anime and adjacent pop culture to join in the conversation and share how their favorite anime has impacted the work that they do. Today, we are hearing from none other than a couple of folks who are working on the English dub for Solo Leveling.
Just a little title.
A little anime you may have heard something about. We will have English ADR Director Caitlin Glass, which, if you're an English dub fan, you know Caitlin Glass. Mm-hmm. And of course, the English voice for Sung Jinwoo, Alex Lee.
Not to be confused with LeAlec, just to put that out there.
Get that in there now. Caitlin and Alex joined me and LeAlec in the studio just recently. Caitlin was in here. Alex was remote.
Yep.
And I was not here at all.
But we can't wait to hear. We can't wait. Well, we've heard it.
We were in it.
Yeah, we can't wait for you to hear.
We can't wait for you to hear it.
And also you.
And yeah, it was a great conversation. Yeah. And yeah, for fans of Solo Leveling, you are in for a treat. So
prepare to be leveling solo.
Yeah, but with us also. Team leveling.
Group leveling.
Group leveling.
Okay, but before that, I know that's exciting.
Oh,
but
man.
Before that, we've got some anime awards updates to talk about. We're going to have a little chat about the awards. They're only just over a week away.
Razor.
There is a new trailer for Godzilla Kong, The New Empire.
Yes.
And some updates from some of your favorite music artists touring in the US. So stick around for all of that and more to see just how powerful the effect of anime really is. I'm your host, Nick Friedman.
It's me, LeAlec Murray.
And it's Leah President.
Y'all, it has been a crazy week.
It has.
Since episode 1 dropped. Mm-hmm. I want to thank you guys because you're just amazing and I love you guys so much.
Thank you.
But no, seriously, thank you to everyone that listened and left reviews on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you to everyone who has watched the show.
Launch week was amazing.
On Crunchyroll, on YouTube.
Yep. If you listen to it on your podcast.
Seeing the positive comments about like, oh, I remember Gargoyles, or I love that anime, or I can't wait to write it. Like, that's so cool. Like, for us, this thing has been our lives for quite some time.
Months.
And so, but it's new to you guys. And so now that it's out there, it's all starting to feel real that it exists. And so thank you just to the community and everyone for being so supportive.
This week, you guys, has been a week of nostalgia for me.
Okay.
I used to play the original Animal Crossing on DS. And I am learning that everybody who's like, okay, get back into Animal Crossing. It's the most relaxing game.
It's a very cozy
on
game.
Sundays, you can just sit on the couch and like play Animal Crossing. And to some extent, they are correct. But I'm also extremely stressed out. And nobody told me that it was going to be so stressful.
Well, you're playing the stocks, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I just learned what the turnip market is.
Oh, no.
And somehow my mind glazed over that when I was a kid. Like, maybe I didn't understand it or something.
Yeah.
Maybe the turnips expired and I was just like, okay, well, that was weird
I guess
anyway.
that's weird.
Yeah. It's essentially like a stock market with like a stock market system within Animal Crossing.
Yep.
My island is named Oolong, by the way, after the tea.
That.
It's so cute. But anyway, the turnip market. So,
all right. Step 1, invest early.
Right.
Step 2.
I don't know. I work in anime.
You think I know anything about stock?
No. So, if I'm being completely honest, the only Animal Crossing I played was the one for the Switch, right?
Yeah.
So I got so deep into the turnip market. Like, I had like a system, like I was like, I'm buying the turnips on Saturday and like I'm waiting until the last day possible to sell them. But the thing is that you have to like go to somebody else's island to sell the turnips because you get the highest price.
Is that money laundering?
No, bro.
Okay.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure.
Okay.
It's all legal Animal Crossing. If that Tanuki and his family can upcharge me for buying my house, I can go to his cousin's island and upcharge them on turnips and get my money back so I can pay my mortgage.
Listen.
Well, he didn't even tell me how much the house was worth when he sold it to me. And then he's like, actually, you can't use your Nook miles on this.
Listen, as much as I want this show to be a financial advice podcast
Okay.
about turnips.
Okay.
Which
Animal
is-
Talk. Yeah.
Yeah, Animal Talk. Which, by the way, did y'all know that there's an Animal Crossing anime movie?
That has to be like the coziest anime ever.
It's great. We should start the show.
We
You guys
should.
want to start the show?
We should.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up, it is time for a little bit more from the Anime Awards with the show. How close, Lee? Lee, how close is it?
This close.
This close.
Razor thin. Razor thin.
We're also going to be talking about the new Godzilla Kong trailer
Yeah.
and sharing some tour dates for some upcoming shows from our favorite artists that are featured in anime. All that in a second. And now it's time for the news. Y'all, it was another big week in the anime and anime adjacent world. But we're going to kick things off with a little bit more on the Anime Awards 2024, which are coming up in just over a week.
Mhm.
What are your hype levels at right now?
I think I'm more excited about this year than last year. Like I was excited about
Mhm.
last year because
Yeah.
we had so many like sleepers and like A+ titles. And then this year just seems like even the titles that you don't think could win a category could easily win a category.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm just it's the hype is peaking. It's
Nice.
happening.
Yeah.
Well, I figured this week, with just a little bit of time to go, we could talk about a couple of the categories.
Yes, please.
And-
Let's.
All right, let's kick things off. Best character design.
Okay.
So the nominees for best character design are Chainsaw Man,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc,
Mm-hmm.
Hell's Paradise,
Wife guy.
Wife Guy, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2,
Oh man.
Oshinoko, Trigun Stampede.
I mean, only one of them has a chainsaw for a head, which
I'm not gonna make it through this category.
For me, like, I could pull out multiple characters in each one of these shows where
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
they are so unique and one of a
Absolutely.
kind.
Mhm.
Like you think, like you mentioned, Denji and Chainsaw Man,
Yep.
Pochita,
Yep.
Power, Makima, like.
but then the
um,
art style is so unique for Demon Slayer.
Yep.
Right.
So now I'm torn.
And
Yeah.
you know, just the way that Orange just reimagined Trigun,
Yeah,
Ooh.
especially like when you think about how the animation from the original one was so great.
well, it's like very
You're
much
so
like
right.
how the original Trigun is sort of a representation of the design from that era.
Right, exactly.
Stampede is that for now.
Yes,
Like
Mhm.
you
absolutely.
have, there's like a sense of like cool or vibiness about these
Yeah.
characters in this world that
Mhm.
it makes you feel like you felt when you watched the original
Yes, I
within the
agree.
context.
I agree. You know, even amongst this category is like, even, you know, for a show that's darker like Chainsaw or Hell's
Mhm.
Paradise, like in some way, shape, or form, they all have their own kind of vibrancy.
Yeah.
And the way that they like use and play with colors.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the easiest way for me to like be locked in on an anime.
Yeah.
It's like the aesthetically.
But anime of the year, okay, why you're all here.
Oh,
And no, we don't know who's going to win. But the nominees are Bocchi the Rock,
Mm-hmm.
Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer Swordsmith Village Arc, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Oshinoko,
Oh,
and
man.
Vinland Saga Season 2.
Man. Can we just not talk about this one?
Yeah, this one's too hard.
This one's too hard.
I'll say a little bit and then we can move on.
Okay.
But Bocchi the Rock I love because it has a very realistic depiction. Not realistic depiction, but it has like a contextually
Relatable.
visual depiction of what
Mhm.
it's like to have anxiety, like
Mhm.
the way they mess with the animation styles and just Bocchi as a character and
Mhm.
the journey that she goes on. That was one of my standouts of the year.
Mhm.
Vinland Saga Season 2, also huge standout.
Mm.
Such a
Mhm.
slow burn in the first half of that
Mhm,
season where it
mhm.
really kind of sets the scene. It kind of, you start to fill in the gaps of what's happened between season 1 and now. And when that season 2 gets going, it does not stop until it's done.
I will say, just because Jujutsu's on this list, the Shibuya incident is probably like, when you talk about just rip your heart out, like every single episode, like it's probably one of the most heavy-handed, stressful, just like on the edge of your seat moment, like
Yeah.
episode to episode. And I got to a point to where I had to stop watching weekly because like
You
just
had to
couldn't
like
take
know
it.
what was going to happen next.
Yeah,
to keep-
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I-
And if we're talking about like effect on the culture, JJK
People
had
were
like
talking about it.
Yeah.
People were talking about him.
Had a huge year.
Yeah.
So you mentioned being stressed out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I got something that's going to alleviate that stress.
Oh.
It's going to set off all the synapses in your brain that are going to make you happy.
Okay.
Godzilla Kong.
He was right. He was right.
Godzilla Kong, the New Empire, dropped a new trailer the last week.
Oh my God.
And y'all, I
can't tell you how excited I am for this. We talked about this previously, where it's like, it's basically just like kaiju Avengers, and it's just like, we're just gonna go punch each other in the face.
Like,
I am so stoked for this.
The thing that I love is, like, you think back to, was it 2015 or 2016, that first Godzilla reboot with Aaron Taylor Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, kind of gritty, grounded, intense. You can think of the imagery with the paratroopers coming in with the flares, great shot. And then you look at this trailer, and you're
totally
like,
different.
Kong has got a mecha gauntlet.
Yep.
You've got Godzilla, who is fully characterized, just like
he's Barbenheimer.
The shot of them like running towards the camera.
It's so
I was
good.
dying.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I mean, there's a shot in this trailer where I think it is Scar King, who is the new villain.
Well, there's two new villains.
Is it?
His name is Scar King?
Scar King. Yeah. Scar King is the new, like,
the ape.
Yeah, the red ape. Yeah.
Is it him in this trailer who lassos a building?
Yep. And
swings it at Kong, who punches it with his
mech arm. Yeah.
And I'm just like,
and it's like a whip made of spines.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It's so wicked. I don't understand.
You know what it reminds me of? One of my favorite kaiju movies of all time, Pacific Rim.
Yeah, absolutely. Say what you will, but I love both of those movies, both Pacific Rim movies and the anime. The animation was really good. But there's something about the legendary American chunky boy Godzilla that makes me so happy, because it's like, even though I love Toho Godzilla, I love that there's such a stark contrast where the legendary Godzilla is just like, cool, I'm a full-on action hero, and that works for me.
And we can have both.
And we can have
Godzilla songs.
Both. Godzilla songs.
Okay, so Godzilla Kong hits theaters March 29th. We're definitely going to go see it.
Yep.
And it marks the 70 years since the original Godzilla made his debut in Japan. So
he's been around for so long.
Be on the lookout.
I really enjoyed watching -1 with you guys in theater.
Yeah.
We hang out.
We do. We actually do. Our next bit of news, which is something I look forward to every year, which is that Pokemon Day is coming.
It's a national holiday for me, bro. What are you talking about?
It is a globally recognized holiday. February 27th is Pokemon Day.
Oh, we're so close.
We're getting a Pokemon Presents presentation, which if you're familiar with Nintendo Directs, it's like that, but for Pokemon. So it could be anything from the anime to the games to music to the manga. I don't think they've ever covered the manga. I would love for them to cover the manga. That'd
be great.
But they have teased exciting Pokemon news.
Yeah.
So what are you hoping to see?
I hope that they take the Macy's Day Parade Pikachu and take it down the streets of New York.
Just here you go.
Celebrate.
Pikachu through New York.
What are you hoping to see, Leah?
Oh, man. So I'm as big as a Pokemon fan as anyone else. But as far as stuff I'm excited about, I know it's probably a little early to start talking about Generation 10. As much as I would love,
I think they're going to wait
do
for
that,
whatever the next Switch is for that.
They're going
I
to
hope
wait.
They do.
They're going to wait on Generation 10, but I'm really excited because we're right in the pocket of the gold and silver anniversary.
Yeah.
So I really want a gold and silver like remake.
Well, I remember playing gold.
Yeah. So the two regions that we haven't visited in the longest are Johto from Gold and Silver and Unova from Black and White.
Yes.
And so there are a lot of rumors swirling right now of like, are we going to get a Let's Go Johto game? Are we going to get a Pokemon Legends game about Unova? Are we getting a straight remake like Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, but for Black and White? Like,
the rumor mill is saying, bro, that they're announcing 2 games.
What are they going to do when they run out of gemstones and colors?
I mean,
no, they'll keep finding gemstones and colors. I mean, it's going to happen.
They could announce like Pokemon tire shoes, and I'd be like, let's go.
So I have to
Pokemon
ask.
what?
Tie your shoes.
Tie your shoes.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you said
like
tire
Pokemon Sleep, bro.
or
like,
shoes. Like instead of Diamond and Pearl, it's Pokemon Taya and Pokemon Shoes.
Wow.
And then we got Pokemon Trash Can. And
Wow. We do have Trubbish. So,
And Garbodor.
yeah. But
See, you just answered your own question. What are they going to do when they run out of rare earth minerals?
we got Pokemon Half-Eaten Apple. We got Banana Peel.
Is it bad that every time they say a different thing, I'm like, there's a Pokemon for that?
There's a Pokemon for that. Yes.
We will hopefully have more to talk about when they announce whatever they're going to announce.
I totally forgot about Mystery Dungeon.
Pokemon shoes, Pokemon trash can. All right, more stuff to get excited about. Hatsune Miku fans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Survive Said the Prophet fans.
Yeah.
Yoasobi fans. Y'all, a bunch of artists are coming to the U.S.
Just going on tour.
Are going on tour.
It's going on tour.
First up, we have Survive Said the Prophet, which they just announced their West Coast tour,
Awesome.
which has one of the coolest names I've ever heard of anything, which is the Make Break Yourself tour.
That's
Like make/break yourself.
how very 2000s of them.
Let's
It's
go.
great. It's great. It's going to kick off after their performance at SakuraCon. Tickets are now live
Cool.
for stops in April. They kick off in Seattle, obviously,
Mhm.
and they'll wrap up in San Diego.
Mhm.
We've also got an update on Hatsune Miku's tour, which Crunchyroll announced earlier this
Yep.
year, I believe.
Mhm.
They're powering the tour for her 10th anniversary. But a new LA show has been added between Coachella weekends, which she's performing at Coachella. So at the Shrine on April 17th. And speaking of adding LA shows, Yoasobi has added 2 shows between their Coachella performance. And you can look out for details on that on Crunchyroll News.
Also, to link the last 2 stories, Yoasobi just did like a Pokemon music video too. So
There you go.
bang.
Two
Ooh,
things
I
in
gotta
common.
check that out.
Now we need a Survive Said the Prophet Pokemon music video, guys.
Man.
If you haven't, at the very least, listened to the OPs that Survive Said the Prophet has done for Vinland Saga
Yeah.
So
and
cool.
Banana Fish.
Yeah, so good. So good.
Just
Also,
pause, go do that, then come back.
another link. There's a whole like Pokemon like Miku thing going on now too. So you're welcome. Just
Yeah.
Pokemon links
Wait,
everywhere.
what's happening?
Yeah, there's a like a Hatsune Miku Pokemon collaboration. I think it's ongoing
It's so fun.
where they're like pairing up basically like Vocaloids with Pokemon to do music.
The art is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's
It's
actually
fantastic.
sounds
The
so
art is really
cute.
great.
Wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know about that. So
All right, adding that to the list of things for us to look at as soon as the show's over.
yeah.
That is it for this week's news. Coming up, it is time for our conversation with Caitlin Glass and Aleks Lee from Solo Leveling from the English dub. Lee and I had the chance to talk with them about the challenges and honestly, a lot of the heart and passion that has gone into creating this English dub.
Mhm.
We're really excited to show you a bit of that. We had some fun. We played some games. So why not?
Why not?
All of that coming up next. Welcome back. For our main story this week, we are talking about the all-new Solo Leveling anime, specifically its English dub. But
Yeah.
we're not doing it alone.
Ooh, we got some guests. We got some
We got
guests.
some guests. Joining us are 2 people who are at the heart of making it happen, and that is Solo Leveling's ADR Director Caitlin Glass
Hi, guys.
and the English voice actor for Sung Jinwoo, Aleks Lee.
Yay.
Hi.
We're crossing the streams a little bit because our names are pretty similar. So
Oh, like
yeah.
Aleks Lee,
Yeah.
LeAlec.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude,
So-
my mind's blown.
Nice.
I can't
Yeah.
go on.
It's
Interview over.
Yeah, it's become an internal meme at work now. So but no, we're super glad to have you guys here. It's definitely been a favorite of mine through the season so far. As a reminder, you can watch Solo Leveling, the dub version, every Saturday on Crunchyroll.
On Crunchyroll. Yeah. Well, welcome to the Anime Effect, guys. So, a quick rundown for those of you who haven't watched Solo Leveling just yet. You absolutely should. It's fantastic, like
Do
Lee
it.
mentioned.
Do it.
The story takes place in a world where humans with magical abilities called hunters are at war with the monsters trying to wipe out humankind. One such hunter named Sung Jinwoo is the weakest among them, but after a deadly battle, he returns and is leveling up in every way. Solo. By himself. Alone.
As it implies.
That's why the
Solo
show is
style.
called that. Yes. Solo style.
Did I mention he's leveling up?
Right. Did I mention he's gaining levels?
Don't forget to mention the part where he's leveling up. Yeah.
He's alone and he's going up a level.
Yeah.
I get it now.
Yeah.
We got to start all over. I finally understand.
Mind blown part 2.
Welcome back,
Re-record.
everybody, for
No.
our main.
Alex, let's start with you, man. How's it been playing the lead character in a show that I guess people are, I want to say, is probably greatly anticipated? Like, what's that pressure like for you?
Well, it's surreal for one. Is when I see big titles like this, I don't usually imagine myself as the lead. And for this show in particular, I remember walking around Anime Expo last year and seeing all the posters for it when the trailer was dropped. I was like, that looks like a really cool show. And then everybody had the Crunchyroll tote bag with Sung Jinwoo on it. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Well, I hope the show does well. I might check it out later. And then here we are. But obviously with a role like this comes a lot of pressure as well. And I used to be really nervous about things like that. But now as an artist, I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to grow and learn even more. And, the challenge, it kind of excites me. And I can definitely say it has been a challenge so far.
Yeah,
So-
I have to say you do very well, being very afraid in the face of the stone-faced god. So applause to you there, sir. Applause to you there.
Caitlin, you are an absolute pro in the directing and voice acting space.
Thank you.
But we want to know, like, are you bringing any new techniques to solo leveling?
Wow. What a cool question. I think with every project I work on, I challenge myself in a different way. Any given title presents its own challenges anyway. And directing and recording in the simuldub space that we do already has built-in challenges. But I'll give myself just an extra challenge just to be harder on myself. I'm a glutton for punishment. More so that I can level up, because otherwise it's really kind of doing the same thing over and over again every day. You get a new show every 3 months. I'm like, what's going to make this one different and stand out? I really just wanted it, this will sound very basic, to sound like something I've never done before.
That's awesome.
And I really think that it does. And part of that is because I've never worked with Aleks before. So there's that. That was also a challenge. A lot of the time when you're given, as a director, a really important title, and this is actually the most important title that I've ever worked on, but sometimes you're given that and you want to make sure that it's going to be easy for you in some regard. So bringing in, like, not just a veteran actor, but a veteran that you've worked with to play that main character is like, okay, this is going to be fine because I've got so-and-so. But I was like, I want to work with someone that I haven't worked with before and that I've been itching to work with. And to me, that was Aleks. And we've been in projects together. I met him in the hallway here once when he was here to do something. And I'm like, that guy. Someday.
Yeah.
That being said,
Someday.
I didn't go into it knowing that's who I was going to pick, right? I was still sifting through files and figuring things out. And the role is a challenge because it isn't just one voice. It's many across the whole story of his journey.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge to myself was, let's work with someone new and make it awesome and sound like a new kind of ensemble. It's awesome. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really just very thrilled. And it's just an electric feeling when I think about working on the project.
That's incredible. I like that you brought up, like, this is the first time you working with Aleks with regard to, like, the director lead actor relationship. And I think one thing that's really special about the solo leveling English dub and the show in general is you kind of have to have this, like, relationship between the director and the lead actor, because unlike other shows in a similar genre, this show is about Sung Jinwoo and the puns aside, like, it's his solo journey. Like, you are with him individually for this story, and with that, you sort of have to bring out the best in each other. How do y'all do that?
Aleks?
Well, it was I was gonna say it's the same. I have the same thoughts as Caitlin, where there's a little bit of hesitation and kind of nervousness about working with somebody new because you don't know what they're going to be like, and you're always hoping for the best. Every time I take on a new project, the thing I'm afraid of the most is not being able to do what I want creatively, and not being able to connect or share the same ideas as the director, and maybe, have a clashing ideology of what this character is supposed to be, how it's supposed to sound. And I'm always afraid that if that conflict comes up, am I going to be constantly fighting a battle to see my vision through, Or am I going to have to, check my ego aside, this and that, things that I often try to do. But on something as important as this, I want to be able to fully immerse myself in the role and connect with this character in a way that I'm not doubting my choices or I'm not second guessing when I hear the final product.
Right.
And the blessing here is that the team that we've assembled has been like my dream team, literally. Caitlin and I are like, we're connecting and we're working on this project, not only in the booth, but literally outside of it as well. I remember I was telling this story where we were working on the scene from episode 2 where Sung Jinwoo sacrifices himself. And it was a super challenging scene that took a lot of time out of us. And we sank so much into it. But even after we met each other at the Los Angeles premiere to see the episodes in Japanese, after the show, we went out of the theater, we hugged each other and we were like, that's so exciting. And then I was like, actually, now that I heard the episode again, what do you think about this? And it's the ability to always bounce ideas off each other that makes us work so well. And it's been a dream come true for sure. On an anime project, especially.
Oh man, I have all the feelings. I'm really like emotional, you guys, because we've been working on this for so long. And this is, today, one of our first times to really talk about it and share the experience. Working with Aleks is really great because he is so skilled at taking in every piece of information he can and turning that into something he can use in his performance. So when I see a show for the first time, whether I've had source material or not, the thing that I am making note of personally is my emotional responses to every moment. As I'm watching it in Japanese with the subtitles or with the translation document, I make note of those things because I feel it is my responsibility to make sure the English-speaking audience has those same emotional experiences when they hear it in their own language. And so for Aleks playing Jinwoo, it's not about his tone matching Taito Bonds. It's not about being the English voice match for the Japanese person. It's who, as a performer, can pull off the feats that the Seiyu also has. And the way Aleks absorbs Taito Bonds' performance and then pulls it out of himself is that's exactly what I'm looking to do. Let's hit all of the same emotional beats. And so he's taking note of how he is affected. And so I think we already were working in the same way as professionals and didn't know it until you stuck us together. And now here we are.
Yeah. That's incredible.
What does it take out of you? How heavy is it to not only have to watch it and then repeat it?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, something I really felt attached to in the scene where he gets sacrificed at the altar is that he really didn't mean to do that. It's not like he went into this. Yeah. I've heard, the saying that there's always like a heroic arc where it's, we want to be selfless. We want to be heroes. We want to sacrifice ourselves. We want to save our friends. But I feel like in this case, even though he is a good kid with a good heart and he does want those things, he also just wants to go home.
Right.
He really didn't mean to get stabbed by like 20 giant statues and stuff like that. And I felt like something that spoke to me so much about this scene is how much of a victim of circumstance we often are. We find ourselves in these crazy situations and we feel like it's us against the world. And for me, to have a character who isn't like fighting just for the sake of being a hero or just for the sake of being a good person, but there's also this selfish side to him that shows up. I found that really, really fascinating. And it's something that I personally connected to a lot because I remember in my journey, not just as a voice actor, but as, somebody who was coming into their own, who's been living alone since he was 14. I've often felt like this is so unfair. Why does everybody else get to do this and then I have to do this? So on the surface level, he's like, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's good. You want to be nice. You're like, you know what? yeah, go do that. Go save yourself. I get it. I would too. But then when it comes down to it and we see him alone and he's actually now finally in his thoughts, he's so resentful and so angry and so filled with like hatred. And I was like, I remember this feeling and I know what it's like. And I was like, this is something that really clicks with me. And it's not something that I've seen a lot of shonen or even, anime protagonists project because I feel like it could be perceived as a negative emotion. But I like it. I like that it's a negative emotion because it shows more than one side to him. And that's why I feel like a lot of viewers who watch this are also going to be like, you know what? That is unfair. Yeah. Forget that.
Yeah. In that scene in particular, I don't think it had clicked with me until we were doing it, until Aleks was performing it, just emotionally what it really meant for Jinwoo, a lot of what Aleks just expressed to you. To read it, as a reader, I was like, oh man, this sucks. This is the lead guy. What's going to happen to him? And like, I know there's a whole bunch of webtoon to come. So he's not going to die. But still, I'm like, this is so sad. I just felt kind of a general sadness and then a curiosity of what's going to happen. So I was very just struck and entirely moved when Aleks started performing it. And it really did hit me that the reason this sucks isn't just because he's dying, but the unfairness of it all and the injustice of it all. And then how completely relatable that emotion is for all humans, and not just, I don't think many of us have been faced with a situation where you're going to die now. But other things in our lives, we do everything right. Everything we know how to do, that's right. And we still get the short end of the stick at work and relationships, et cetera, et cetera. And I was overwhelmed by how much like my soul resonated with that. And I think a lot of the really big heavy lines, Aleks only maybe did them twice. And I'm glad it was only twice because I don't think I could have listened to it anymore to the point where there were multiple times during reviewing that mix, I just had to stop and walk away. And that is a true testament to the power of the performance because we're used to, as ADR directors, listening and re-listening and re-listening. And normally you would become desensitized. You've heard that scream, that cry, that little, voice shake so many times. It just kept affecting me more deeply and more deeply and more deeply. I gotta help you right back. Oh man,
I'm not gonna finish this today.
I feel like that's what tells you that like this is something special. This is something new. Yeah. Thank you guys both for sharing that with us.
Yeah, that was great.
Absolutely.
It means a lot. We are going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Fun Shake time. It up a little bit.
Fun time.
Get out the props. No, I'm kidding. No prop comedy.
We switched to a game show.
So giant foam cowboy hat? No?
Yeah.
Okay, so picture this.
Yeah.
You wake up tomorrow in the world of solo leveling.
Yeah.
Which party role would you want to be? I am always going to go Ranger because it was the first D&D class I ever played, and it's the only one I know how to play. So Hunter's Mark. But so Ranger within the confines of solo leveling is probably what I would go with.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Whenever I watch shows, any kind of show, it doesn't have to be something that's kind of game oriented at all. I'm always drawn to the big, loud characters.
Yeah.
They're my favorite. And I think if I were suddenly tossed into a world like this, I'd like to be something very unlike my natural self, which is very thoughtful, and I'm trying to figure stuff out. Very director, I just want to be the big loud thing that rushes in. So a tank.
Tanker.
Yeah, I just want to be a tank. I want to smack stuff around and beat it up and yell at it. That's me.
A couple years ago, my answer might have been different, but nowadays I find myself so tired that I don't want to do anything. So if I was tossed into the world of solo leveling, I would probably be a healer because we're not doing dungeon runs. We're gonna go become a doctor, but you don't have to go to school for it. You just go baboo. Somebody is healed.
All right, Lee. Now it's your turn.
Okay. Oh man, I think I'd probably be a fighter. Probably also inspired by. So was that your first solo dungeon in episode 3 where you just wailing on wolves? Yeah, I just want to have some fisticuffs with some wolves, bro.
Crazy. I gotta tell you, when we recorded that scene, and it wasn't my first time knowing about the scene, but it was my first time seeing it. Just to see him start wailing on that, I was like, "Oh damn!"
Yeah, I'm watching
the
it.
way they animated it. He was just like,
Punching it in the face.
Legally, we do not condone animal violence.
No.
I have to say.
But no.
It's a
I'm watching
monster
it.
with steel jaws.
That's right.
Right.
Monstrosity.
Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
monster.
So like I'm watching it and I was like, man, he just gave him like the Mike Tyson 2-piece and a biscuit. Like this seems fun. I'm gonna do this. So yeah. So
One of my favorite lines in that scene is when he suddenly does like a back handspring.
Yeah.
And Aleks is like, oh, I want to say this instead. I forget what was written. And he changed it to, I can do that? And I'm like, that is real. That's so great.
it really is.
I love that. Well, thank you both for joining us on the show this week.
This
as
has
our
been
very
so
first
fun.
Yeah,
guest.
this was
Thanks for having us.
great. Thank you guys.
Yeah, please come back literally at any time. But yeah, everyone, if you haven't already, go check out the Solo Leveling English dub. New episodes every Saturday on Crunchyroll. And we will be right back with more recommendations for the week, including something I think Solo Leveling fans will really be into.
Yeah.
Stick around.
Thanks again, guys. Man, I had so much fun talking to Aleks and Caitlin. Now we're gonna go on our recs. Our first one, I think Solo Leveling fans are gonna like. Ninja Kamui was just started on Adult Swim. It's done by the director of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1. If you like revenge stories, it's a great one. So
I've heard it's like really heavy on the like stylish action.
yes, absolutely.
A little bit of blood.
Just a little bit of blood. Just a little bit of blood. A little bit.
But we don't want to say too much because I think it just came out.
It
right?
just started, yeah.
I have a pick for this week that I
Yeah.
think you guys are going to like. Delicious in Dungeon. Have either of y'all checked this out yet?
That's the Trigger
Sounds
one, right?
tasty.
That is the new Studio Trigger show. It's on Netflix. I've been watching the English dub
Mhm.
because Emily Rudd, who plays Nami in the live action One Piece, is actually a voice in the English dub of
Oh,
Delicious
okay.
in Dungeon. And it's basically about a group of adventurers who are dungeoning after they get a party wipe. And it's about this main character, Laios, who's trying to save his sister by venturing back into this dungeon. Along the way, he meets someone who cooks and eats monsters inside of this dungeon.
Oh, okay.
And so it basically becomes a like guided cooking tour of
Oh.
a traditional like fantasy dungeon. It is so wholesome. It has incredibly realistic depictions of like preparing food.
Oh,
We love a food anime, like
Yeah.
a food animation
Yeah.
heavy,
And that comes along with like all of the grossness of preparing food too.
slimy yet satisfying.
And the best part is that the character that Emily Rudd voices
Mhm.
has the same reaction every time, which is, I'm so hungry, you could not pay me to eat this thing, even if I was going to die. And I have now eaten this thing and it's delicious and I would like some more. that is the journey that she goes on every time they find something new.
I quite enjoyed campfire cooking. So
Very much in that
okay,
vein.
yeah,
Very
yeah,
much
yeah,
in
yeah.
that vein. It's comedy, it's slice of life, it's wholesome. Definitely check it out. That's my rec for this week.
Nice. And now for my second rec of the week, I'm gonna go back into my 90s bag.
Follow up to the Gargoyles
Follow up
effect.
to the Gargoyles effect. X-Men 92 or X-Men Evolution.
X-Men Evolution.
When you talk about like quintessential like watches for like a comic book fan, or even if you're not, even if you're just a fan of like 90s animation, both of those shows are absolutely fantastic. I've more so been watching 92
Okay.
because the first trailer for X-Men 97 dropped last week. My hype levels for this show were like here, and like take what's here and then just skyrocket it past wherever we are. But no, it's absolutely fantastic.
Okay, Leah, we've talked about Ninja Kamui. We've talked about X-Men. We've talked about Delicious in Dungeon.
Mhm.
What have you brought to us this week?
Okay, so this is not an anime rec, but I feel like a lot of people are going to understand why this is a rewatch for me. Like I said at the beginning of the pod, this is kind of like my week of nostalgia.
Okay.
Like I've been connecting with my inner child, playing Animal Crossing, doing all the stuff.
Mhm.
I am currently rewatching Hannibal,
Oh.
the TV series.
That's the one with Mads Mikkelsen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I love him.
So good. And Hugh Dancy. And Lawrence Fishburne also.
Oh, nice.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, it's so good. It's 3 seasons, so it's a quick watch if you don't mind like a lot of dark themes. But one of the reasons that I started rewatching it is because my partner has never didn't know anything at all about like the Hannibal, Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon universe. So we started with watching like the movies in chronological order. If you don't like gore, if you don't like horror, if you don't like thrillers or stress or like a really unsettling soundtrack, please do not watch it. But
fair.
I don't like any of those things, but I kind of still want to watch it.
Yeah, I was of the era where like those were coming out on TV, and I was like, oh my gosh, they put this on network TV. Like this is so crazy and violent, but. If you don't mind that, definitely give it a watch.
I think there's probably some crossover in people who are listening or watching to this show who are part of the Hannibal fandom.
Yeah, because it was super big. I was in those Tumblr days, reading all the fan fiction of the Hannibal. I'm sorry.
I was like, here it comes.
Lock me up. Clink, clink. But yeah, I've never seen a show that is so like sure of itself directionally, even though it's like so experimental.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. We have asked each other a lot of questions.
Yep.
We had an interview where we asked Aleks and Caitlin a lot of questions.
Yep.
What do you guys think about doing some fan questions for this week?
We got a mailbag?
I would be delighted.
We got a mailbag?
Let's head to the mailbag. Okay. Our first question this week. From Ruben Peter 2019 on Instagram.
What up, Ruben?
Ruby Roo.
Is there such a thing as too much anime? Hold. I feel like there's genuinely too much stuff coming out.
Oh.
Here's my advice.
Okay.
Because I saw this question earlier and I've been thinking about it. There's always so much everything coming out.
Mm-hmm.
There's 1,000 video games to play. There's 1 billion books to read. There's 800 million movies to see. And there's a lot of anime coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, one, accept that you're not going to be able to watch everything. It's not possible. I mean, it might be. I don't want someone to call me out. But if you've seen every show, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. You have to think what is the anime that you like? Who are the creators you like? Who are the actors that you like? And start there. And don't make it so it's like a big list that you have to check off. You have to just focus on the things that are tangential to the things you enjoy.
Yeah.
And don't let yourself get overwhelmed by it.
I actually couldn't agree more. There are a ton of anime that I just are on my list that I haven't watched because I know I just don't have an infinite amount of time to watch them. But just watch what you care about.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be shows that will spark you for a season and
chase that
and
lean into that. Don't feel like, oh, I haven't watched all of Case Closed, which shout out Case Closed.
Case Closed.
Don't feel like that's preventing you.
Watching,
exactly.
So.
Mm-hmm. I like to think of it like summer blockbusters, okay? Or like a season where a lot of movies come out in the
Oscar
theater,
season. Right?
There are some things where I'm like, oh yeah, I think I'd really like to see that. But then I watch it on HBO 2 years later. So that's kind of how some of our past anime seasons have gone. There is this element of FOMO. I do want to stay up on the conversation. I do want to be a part of this sort of zeitgeist of these really cool anime seasons. But sometimes I just want to watch a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's totally fine to pace yourself. There's a lot of anime, and I think that's cool because there's something for everyone, but don't get caught up in just the race of it all. Just take time to enjoy it. Don't get stressed. Have fun.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Those are really thoughtful answers.
No, thank you. Take your own advice.
Oh, thanks, man. Our next question comes from J.Roberts07 on Instagram, who says, within the last decade, what anime has been a standout?
Last decade?
That's
a lot of time, my dude.
Well,
Jay,
what just celebrated, or I guess it was last spring, they just celebrated 10 years, was Attack on Titan.
No, listen, I love Attack on Titan.
I would say it's probably the most influential anime that has ever been in my life. Obviously, everybody knows this about me.
Yep.
Sorry, it's obligatory. I have to say it.
Speak your truth.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say that it's something that is so different from even just like other anime that feature Titan creatures of any kind, or any anime that it's just to me, it stands out as super original, super different.
No, I think if people are looking for that kind of show that has the staying power, that has this true journey that I was talking earlier about like Thorfinn's journey in Vinland Saga, like Aaron's journey in Attack on Titan, agree or disagree with how it shakes out, it's a journey.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think I agree. Like I like Attack on Titan. I definitely agree that it fits this category of shows that have made an impact and are a standout.
Yeah.
For shows that have come out in the last 10 years, it has to be Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, that is a good one.
But yeah, Mob Psycho 100, it is such a like, it's the kind of show that you're watching. You're like, I'd watch this for 100 seasons. I'm literally wearing a Mob Psycho t-shirt.
Body improvement club.
Fight on. No, it's just from the very beginning, like Bones is firing on all cylinders from, the OP to all 3 seasons, the journey that Mob goes on, Dimple, one of my favorite characters in all of anime, Reagan, who I love unabashedly. Like Mob Psycho is a journey, but a different kind of journey than that of Thorfinn or Aaron.
He's going on a different mission than Aaron?
Yeah.
That's probably good. That's probably good.
I'm going to say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Nice.
I feel like just the whole like generations worth of storyline, I think in itself is kind of a cool concept.
Agreed.
You gotta stick through the first couple
you gotta
episodes.
kind of.
Why are y'all hating on
You gotta ride through it. You gotta
Caesar
ride through
Zeppeli,
it.
one of my favorite anime characters.
You gotta ride through it. But I mean, just as a series, I think it has done so many things on so many different facets. So like from fashion to the way that main characters are presented on screen,
to unhinged OPEDs.
The way that they like, I love the use of Western music for the EDs and JoJo's.
Using
it's
Jodeci was wild.
Bro. Like,
wild.
Well, Jodeci was nicknamed JoJo.
Savage Garden.
Like I remember sitting in my sister's first car, this like tiny little hatchback with like the ceiling falling off, listening to a Savage Garden CD, and that's how that makes me feel every time I watch one of those episodes.
Yeah,
awesome. All right, that does it for this week's mailbag. Thank you to everyone who wrote in.
Yeah.
If you want to write into the show, we're kind of working on the perfect system, but you can check Crunchyroll's Instagram stories for the call out this week. Yeah. And with that, I think that about does it for episode 2 of the Anime Effect.
We did it. Thank you everyone for joining us on another episode of the Anime Effect, brought to you by Crunchyroll and Sony Music. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode.
Crunchyroll Presents the Anime Effect is hosted by me, Nick Friedman, LeAlec Murray, and Leah President. We are executive produced by Jonathan Hirsch, Shara Morris, and me as well.
It's never not going to be fun.
Our lead producer is Kyla Carnero, and our associate producer is Zoe Culkin. Patrick Emile edited and mixed this episode's audio, and Tyler Lucas filmed and edited the video. Our head of production is Sammy Allison. Special thanks to Tamika Balance-Kolasny and Lauren Moore.
We'll be back next week with even more anime.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's another.
The train is rolling. The train is rolling.
Bye, guys.
Later days.